Hey, y'all, what's going on? Antasia Shabria Armour here. So, I hope this lighting is not too bad. Mm-hmm. I did fine yesterday. Had to kind of get this going up. So, okay. Um, so welcome to Forward to Flourish, which is your blueprint for mindset and style type of confidence. Sometimes I know the ladies can struggle sometimes with dealing with things that go on. Yeah, it affects their confidence, kind of, sort of, indecently, if you will. And I want us to make sure that we steer clear of that. I know it's not easy. I know sometimes it is difficult. I'm going to spray myself right quick with one of my um, lasting fixes from Maybelline. This is pretty empty. This is 3.4 flow ounces and 100 milliliters. Shake well. So just do that. Shake, shake, shake. You think I know the good deal? You think the best one? I like it. Yeah. Okay, y'all. So now that is already good to go. I'm going to do other things. We want to go ahead now and let it kind of sort of do what it needs to do. So I'm not going to keep touching it. This I kind of like to use just to kind of like clean up my little areas and things like that. But I'm still going to go with highlighter, mascara. I'm going to use these little babies. And last but not least, I'll probably be something for a quick smudge. I'm going to take a quick look to see what is lingering. And there it is. So I like to take that and just kind of swipe away. Okay. So it has to continuously dry and set. I learned that from my girlies. Shout out to y'all. Okay, so while that's setting, we're going to get into episode 3 of season 1 as well. And I am also going to make sure I watch my beach hunters. I love beach hunters. And oh my God, we are so red and rosy. OMG. Woo. We got rosy for days, y'all. But anyway, episode 3, Truenorth and the power of doing all that work. And you get on that bus, it's cold outside. I'm going way over here to go and kick in with some people who don't even give a damn about me, throwing crap all at me. And yeah, it was a total hot mess. And when I first started working at Truenorth out in Middleburg Heights, Ohio, I was going to meet the guys that I was going to get full-time hours, and then all of a sudden, I guess it was a lie. You know what I mean? I guess people just kind of say whatever to get you in the door or whatnot. And I really liked it there. And I was going one day to hang out with one of the girls, and she said, "Whatever." I was like, "No, I'm cool." And then, I hate coming way out there, and she pick me up, and then we'll go. It always just feels like a fluke, like a flake. And so, but people love to do that. They love to be like, yeah, I got you. And I'm like, I'm good, bro. Like, I'm good. I'm good. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Okay. I don't need all that. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? But sometimes people just are that way, though. They just got all of that going on that, sometimes they just don't know no better. And that ain't really where it's at, though. So that's another issue and problem in and of itself. Because, you got to learn how to combat that. You got to do that and still show up. So I really had fun when I did go out and do that particular entity, no matter really what anybody else was saying. So that organization kind of sort of being able to go ahead on and deal with that type of precision. And when I think about precision, I mean, like, okay, yeah, you can say that. That's a very precise thought to have, though. You know what I mean? People are just like, if you're ready, you can come up. And it's like, no, okay, if I'm ready, you mean, like, you know what I mean? When I'm ready, you know what I mean? You're going to show up. But that's quite a bit to understand in the first place. Like, I have to continuously be the one sitting up here and just allowing any of your thing, you know what I mean? Like you think I need to ride that bad or something like that is kind of crazy. So I doubt that we make it anyway without strangling one another first. So you just gotta be mindful. And then, I don't want to be bothered with people who won't show up anyway because you always is quitting and whatever else. So I ended up getting fired from True North. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. A customer came up one day and she was ringing out everything and they were like, well, I'm gonna put this in. I don't. It was so difficult for her for whatever reason, but of course, what the reason is. She wants to make it different. She wants me to get fired. She just wants to be inside of some kind of idea in her own head that's full of this drama, and that's exactly what it feels like. And for my girlies who are good listeners, I really wanted you to hear inside of her own head, she wants to be in this particular kind of drama. Do y'all hear what that sounds like? It sounds crazy, doesn't it? What be wrong with that? Nobody, I know, girl. I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to hold you up or do anything like that whatsoever. If you thought that, then you know what I mean. Now you probably kicking yourself or laying there cold as ever and don't really know what else to do because your thoughts just totally leading you in an area that you just is going to settle for basically. And who wants to just keep settling for any and every little thing day in and day out and still kind of sort of feel like you running your business and scaling it to the best of your ability? Okay, well, if that's the case, that's cool and everything else, but what's the point of having so much drama behind it though, if you is, you know what I mean? When you really trying to figure out what you really want to manifest within these next few years, do you really have time to be sitting up there and creating drama? No. You know what I mean? You do not. You don't think that's an appropriate thing to have going on in your life right now. And why is that so difficult for people to get and understand? I'll never know and understand that myself and why that's such a big deal. So your organization definitely going into that upper echelon has a moment where it can authentically resonate with people who appreciate a good organized or a good person that's energized enough to have their organization run smoothly. That's a really great idea to be able to kind of sort of interpret as a way to scale your business. And then operational efficiency is definitely not far behind because when things run smoothly and you encourage those things to actually become and manifest in that particular way, you're doing yourself a solid. And that's really where you want to maintain most of your energy, because if anything else is bringing something other than that, whether it's a customer or anything of that nature, vendor, employees, whatever, you really want to ultimately cut the line with it. And that's ultimately how I feel about it. That's just what it is. And I'm not saying that everybody easily understands this, because I'm not ever going to really shy away from understanding that it's really difficult for people to have a true understanding. It's not as easy as it appears. And that's definitely where most people jump out at the gauze about and then just go on home with their tail tucked behind their legs. Which again is a symbol of, necessarily so to speak, unwarranted submission to just allowing people to treat you any old type of way. And then mastering a structured place is definitely difficult, but it's even more so difficult when you feel as though you've done so much to contribute to a certain type of structure, and you realize in the end that you're like, well, where are your rewards at? And I say that to say to the ladies who are feeling like that, I've been there, I get it. Just keep trying to move forward, keep fighting the good fight. And eventually you will find that you have some rewards that are coming, that are indebted to you, that are really just basically right around the corner. So you just really want to make sure that, you know what I mean, that you choose to hold that type of ideal and then continuously strive for it. Because ultimately that's really all that you have to do before it actually manifests in your life. And I also know that as soon as you get ready to manifest things, you will see that actually you will suffer some kind of thing that really seems so odd and bad, whether it's a firing, some kind of derogatory report, something happened with your radio systems or something. You have some kind of interference with something. Somebody will really start to go slow, or you really have opportunity to see what people mean, or, you will just notice some very subtle changes that necessarily go on and take place. And when you get to see those things, you will kind of sort of make the necessary adjustments. Uh, so streamlining your processes is sometimes really beneficial and necessary, because when you streamline the processes that actually help put you on, you're doing yourself in the long run some things that your future ideal self thanks you for later. And that's ultimately a really good thing. That's something that's really a positive and is of a benefit. And then as you kind of sort of systemize, like how a process, a streamlined process is something that's easily able to be followed. So let's say for an example, you're a cleaning, my clean girl aesthetics, they can't stand mess. They always got to have something going on that is really like helping them kind of stay organized and focused in that endeavor that they have, want to kind of sort of to manifest and what have you. And that's basically how they kind of sort of have everything that they need without constantly feeling like, they're at some kind of point where the things are going every which way, but where they need them to go. When you have a streamlined process, that eliminates that. And then the polished impact of attention to detail in your life, as well as how you look, is crucial, because I'm not trying to come and be bothered with anybody that's looking crazy. I don't care what it is. If I'm coming in and I'm tucked and I'm nice and I'm carrying myself to a high standard and regard, then I expect that in return. And if I'm not getting that, then it's like, what's the problem? What is going on that's not being said that needs to be fixed? And basically, that's where everything kind of sort of um, is having those moments of manifestation. Because how are you going to lead anywhere, anybody, and you're so quick to tolerate certain things, and that definitely was everything else but add to the polished impact of your attention to detail in your life and your looks. So you really want to be mindful of the things that people are saying to you, how people are treating you. And when they treat you any old type of way, then you know that it's time to lay the law down, and that's your bottom line. And when they choose what they do, you'll act accordingly. And it's not going to be that difficult to do. Trust me. So anyway, thank y'all so much for coming by and hanging out with us. I wrapped up my makeup. It's all done. But I am going to get ready to do the next step, which is going to be to take care of our hair. And I actually might need to wash my makeup brushes as well. So anyway, hopefully you all have a good day. Like and subscribe. And I will talk to you all later. Follow us on our other social media platforms if you like. Please go over now to Instagram if you like. And you are more than welcome to subscribe. See you. Bye.